Within the world of darkness, a conceptual energy known as the quintessence, which embodies the concept of reality and is the archetypal unit of creation which all things in existence are composed of, with everything in existence being stated to be balanced perfectly by the concept of yin and yang. Existing beyond the boundaries of space and time is a place known as the Umbra. This is a plane of existence that transcends all things indefinitely. Within this realm, it's stated that things such as geometry and four-dimensional objects are able to exist and manifest, implying that the Umbra is at least a fourth-dimensional construct, and accounting for the temporal dimension that would make it at least 5D. It's stated that the Epiphany contains fundamental mathematical objects like the Platonic ultimate ensemble predicted by Max Tegmark. You can argue that this is in context to a Type 4 multiverse that arises from the many worlds interpretation, with it being stated that the prevalence of unreal mathematical constructs give rise to subdimensions and spatial distortions containing similar datasets. A Type 4 multiverse is the realization of every possible mathematical construct, which includes every aleph, cardinal, and set of infinity that's possible. With the existence of infinite dimensional hierarchies that transcend infinite dimensional hierarchies, with this process repeating itself infinitely, resulting in an uncountably infinite dimension. But the Epiphany, being a part of the High Umbra, has been stated to be an astral space on multiple occasions, and being called a space doesn't inherently make it dimensional, but it's supported by the aforementioned points about the fourth dimensional objects, subspaces, and mathematical Tegmark's multiverses being able to manifest in this place, hence solidified it as a dimensional construct. When they talk about abstract concepts, they are simply referring to mental ideas that manifest themselves in the Umbra, such as theories like communism. It's also been stated to contain the culmination of human mental activity, which is stated to be the highest level abstractions, referring to mental ideas created by the human mind and not true axiomatic abstractions. And it's also stated to contain intense feelings, which back up the fact that these abstractions are just subjective ideas and grouped with subjective things. Overall, the world of darkness would scale anywhere from 5th dimensional to low outerversal, and with the cosmology laid out on the table, how does it compare to Lovecraft? The Cthulhu Mythos. Within the universe, it's stated that all dimensions beyond the regular 3 can be accessed through reflections in special mirrors on Earth, with there being multiple statements of an infinite number of dimensions beyond the regular 3. However, there's a place where both higher and lower dimensional beings can perceive each other, a place that can only be accessed via sleep and dreaming, described as being outside of the ordered universe and beyond time and space, a place known as the Dreamlands. Hypnos, a god in the Dreamlands and the narrator of the story, want to see what lies beyond this world and travel up through the Dreamlands in a way that can only be described as plunging or soaring, with them passing through gates to get through each layer, with the space before the first gate being implied as being 3-dimensional. However, the narrator states that the space beyond the first gate is undimensioned. However, this is just his interpretation of what he sees, as he's unable to comprehend the higher dimensions, as even witches were able to pass through these gates and they were described as dimensional in nature. As they travel through the layers, with each layer seemingly being like a dream to the last, being stated to be unbelievable elements of space and time, and the narrator can't even comprehend it. They pass through the gates known as the vacua, being beyond all thought and entity, and cross higher dimensions to understand the nature of existence. And Hypnos believes that he can rule over all of existence at this point, until they arrive at the final gate, the last barrier. Hypnos alone is able to travel past the final dimensional barrier, as the narrator of the story is unable to pass through as he's returned to the waking world. But when Hypnos returns, he describes what he saw as horrific beyond comprehension, and pleads with the narrator never to fall asleep again. After years of fighting the urge, Hypnos finally falls into a deep sleep and never wakes up again. This deity dies from whatever he saw beyond the final barrier. But what exactly did Hypnos see? He saw the court of the demon sultan, a being situated at the center of infinity, an eternal being that exists outside of all prior dimensions, and the archetype of everything that exists, with a legion of gods dancing to a demonic flute, in the court of the one whose name should not be spoken loud. Yog-Sothoth. After hearing the story of Hypnos, Randolph Carter wants to see what Hypnos saw, and he falls asleep and travels through the Dreamlands as he follows the exact same method as Hypnos and soars through the layers of dreams, passing through the dimensional gates, and feels like even he can rule over all of existence similar to Hypnos, and he arrives at the final barrier and is able to pass through. And when he opens his eyes, he sees the demon sultan, Yog-Sothoth. But he doesn't die. One of the gods in Yog-Sothoth's court tells Carter that there exists a place beyond this and that many have gone past the final barrier, but none of them have made it past the Silver Gate. Carter questions all of this as he thinks it's impossible for anything to be beyond the court of Yog-Sothoth, the dreamer of worlds, to which God stands around his court playing a demonic flute, and if he wakes up, all of existence would cease to exist. All but one. The god leads Carter to a different realm, and as they look upwards, they see the Silver Gate. But the god who led him to the gate cannot follow him beyond it. Archetypal beings known as avatars infuse their power into Carter's being, with each of these archetypes transcending even Yog-Sothoth and transcending each other. They infuse him with power that allows him to reach the gate, but when he looks back to the gate, he realizes that there is an infinite amount of gates, with the key to unlock the last one in his hands, with the book describing the distance between each and every gate as large as the entire journey so far, which means that Carter's entire journey of crossing the infinite amount of dimensional gates before even Yog-Sothoth's court is the distance between each and every gate. With there being an infinite amount of gates, with this level of transcendence qualifying for not just an infinite hierarchy of spatial dimensions, but an infinite set of infinities beyond infinite sets of infinitely transcending infinities, constituting to an uncountable infinity or low outerversal. Then Carter puts the key in the final gate, and when he does this, all the archetypes cease because they know that this is the final one. And when he opens the gate and stares out into the abyss, he sees everything that was, is, and will be. He realizes that the physical universe, the Dreamlands, all the higher dimensions, Yog-Sothoth's court, the archetypes, and every realm before the final gate, and even the key in his hand, all of existence is this being that outreaches even mathematics itself. This being is known as Yog-Sothoth. Overall, Yog-Sothoth would scale to outerversal with irrelevant speed, and with the world of darkness completely trading blows with the Cthulhu Mythos all up until this point, they unfortunately get completely obliterated by Yog-Sothoth. However, there is an infinitely more complex hierarchy, with each being within this hierarchy being far more terrifying and far more powerful than even Yog-Sothoth himself, who is literally an outerversal being. But what could this be? What's up guys, it's your boy Drip Sauce, and if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you never miss an upload. And please be sure to never skip an ad, as it helps supports the channel a lot. And don't forget to share this video to all your friends and join the Discord server. Link will be pinned in the comment section below.